please put your hands together. Make a lot of noise for Cody Hughes.
That's fine. That's okay. That's all right. Thank you for being here. Please tip the bar. I know you all tip. I know you tip. I know it's tip her more. I went to high school with her, and I think if you could just tip her a little more, we can sort of we could just collectively remove the memory that I was a devil sticks guy in high school. So just tip more. Okay, thank you. I'm so weird. I was hiking recently, and I hiked past a class of fourth graders on a field trip, and one of the kids, he sees me, he clocks me, he sees me, and he goes, "Hello, fellow human." And I can't tell if he's the weird kid in the class or like a cool kid pretending to be weird to punk me out in front of his cool friends, which I don't like. 33 years old, it still happens. But I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I go, "Hello, fellow human," and he lights up. He goes, "How are you doing?" So definitely the weird kid. "How are you doing today, fellow human?" And I'm also the weird kid, so I go, "I'm good, how are you?" And by the time I get to "how are you," his teacher is yelling at him. Because she knows, and I know, he doesn't know this, but we know, weird kid who talks to adults and weird adult who talks to kids, that's a closed loop. You gotta nip that in the bud. And I just kept hiking, because like, who am I? Just some sort of craft beer, Rumpelstiltskin. Try and do forest improv with her autistic students. I'm just like, I don't need to be yelled at. I don't drink craft beer anymore. I don't drink. I'm 5 years sober. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I did it. I did it for the Facebook likes. And listen, if I don't get as many likes next year as I got this year, I will relapse. That's sort of my promise. I quit drinking and I quit smoking weed, but I quit them on different days, which means I have two different rock bottoms, and the alcohol rock bottom is real, and the weed rock bottom I gave more than the suggested donation at a funk night, and I was like, I probably should quit. Does that make sense? Like my rock bottom alcohol, I went to my high school reunion while I was homeless. That's like a real rock bottom. My weed rock bottom, I just gave a door guy $20. I was too high to ask for change, and I just sat in the corner all night going, "Cody, what are you doing with your life?" And I don't like to pitch sobriety in a place where they sell alcohol. Maybe you should know, there's a silver lining, no one told me, but if you quit drinking, you are allowed to have all the NyQuil you want. It's... Because, I'm sick, right? Perfect product, NyQuil. Perfect product. My only criticism, I do wish that NyQuil was the same color as DayQuil. That way, when people caught me drinking NyQuil during the day, I could go, "Oh, I thought this was DayQuil." Make them different colors. I'm sober from what I'm sober from. I'll try other stuff. I do kava once a month. That's NyQuil that's been wrung out of a dreadlock. I did a mushroom. I had one mushroom. I didn't not really eat. I just didn't want to become a mushroom guy. One of my most tedious people to talk to. Just like, "Oh man, you gotta do mushrooms." And then their backpack unzips itself and another mushroom guy climbs out. You go, "Oh, you gotta do mushrooms in the woods." That's the only drug where there's a recommendation of where you should do it. You never talk to a meth head who's like, "Oh man, you gotta try meth." And then like another meth head climbs out of the plastic bag of wet socks he's holding and goes, "Oh man, you gotta try meth while reaching for a cop's gun." cops are the only civil servants who are allowed to kill us. Okay, that's that one. No, I'm just saying, why can't the girl I get my check to at the water department choke me to death? Because I'm tired of asking her. And Lord knows she's tired of me asking. Sexy little joke. So save my real opinions about cops for the holidays. I'm a millennial, so I do have that anxiety. I got that holiday sort of anxiety that I'm going to be called upon to coherently defend my politics, which is tough because I got them all from memes. They seem right, though. I figured it out, though. If you want to have a good, peaceful holiday with your family, you just can't let 3 baby boomers speak in a row. 2 is fine. 3, you sort of get into dog shit catchphrase territory. 2 is okay. 3, you're I kneel for the cross and I stand for the flag. And then that's a Manchurian Candidate style trigger for all the other boomers at the table. And like I'm a normal sort of liberal. I got a little brother though. He's one of those younger millennials who just spent a decade in his room freebasing Tumblr. Just 10 years, and he came out and he's like, all cops should be trans or whatever. Right? I'm a normal Asheville progressive, right? Tax the church, disarm the police, kill your landlord. Applause. But my brother, sometimes I'll look at him and his eyes will be rolled back in his head and I can tell he's trying to do violence to J.K. Rowling on the astral plane. So the topic this year at Christmas was veganism. That was what's going to derail the dinner. Boomer number 1 said they knew someone who was raising their kids to be vegan. Boomer number 2 said, well, breastfeeding isn't vegan. And I knew I had to cut him off, right? But I don't have a lot of opinions about vegans other than they should wait in the car. It's the healthy choice. It's the moral choice. You're ruining dinner. Just can't watch you do another play with a very tired waiter where you're like, can I get a chicken Caesar salad, but instead of chicken, can I get mushrooms? And instead of Caesar dressing, can I get balsamic? And instead of Parmesan cheese, can I get eraser shavings? And instead of romaine, can I get a cut-up Sprite bottle? So I don't have anything to say about vegans, but I look at my brother, his skin's turned translucent, there's an alarm going off in the distance. I go, Caleb, do you have something to say? And he goes, well, some people might consider breastfeeding to be cannibalism. Yes! Yes! So we're all going to behave, right? Because I will ask him what he means. You got to talk to your parents about their politics. I got a lot of friends who won't do it. They go, I don't think I'm going to change my mom's mind, which is very funny because I'm not doing it to change her mind. I'm doing it to make her cry. I feel bad. I mean, I sympathize. Here's the thing. Okay. I'm in a weird position. I went to a very nice high school. It's called the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, and it puts me in a weird position where I'm friends with a lot of adult scientists, and 100% of them are working on technology described at the end of conspiracy theory videos. And that puts me in a weird place, because I'll read like some hillbilly Facebook uncle, like, oh, the globalists are putting our data onto microchips, putting microchips into our foreheads. And then I will toggle over to my high school roommate's Twitter feed, and it'll be like, another great day at the Microchip Forehead Factory. Meanwhile, I got those kind of jobs where I just like hope they bring back the draft. You know what I mean? Oh man, I would just love another Vietnam. You know what I like? Just You know how they say, the phrase, blank was my Vietnam? I think America was better when everybody's Vietnam was Vietnam. Because then you have like millennial, we all have like this Vietnam-shaped hole in our hearts, and it gets filled with like service industry positions, and you end up hearing Fortunate Son by Creedence and thinking about your shift manager at Jimmy John's. Like I've worked at 3 dog daycares, which is, oh man. What an insane business. Okay, so I don't know if you know what it is. You're probably all very poor. Just if I had to get, okay, so rich people, they'll buy a dog and they're like, I don't want to look at it. And then, I had to write report cards for dogs. So it's not that they don't want to, they go, I don't want to look at it. And then they're like, but can you tell me what she's like when I'm not around? And so I had to write dog report cards, and I don't know. What do you want? It's, Ruby is the life of the party. But she has a real sadness behind her eyes. No, she's a dog. She eats shit and she humps things. A+. Howie and Norm have a real will they, won't they dynamic. We're all rooting for them. JK! They 69 each other fearfully. I was walking a 3-legged dog recently, and someone saw him, and they said, "Oh, bless his heart." And I know what that means. So I said, "No, you go fuck yourself." And they go, "What?" I go, "I don't know." It's a joke. Okay, listen, a lot of people fight me on this, but I don't think bless your heart is mean. I don't think it's a mean phrase. I think it's a meatier phrase than that. I know a lot of people are like, no, that's how Southerners are mean to you. It's like, no, that's not. Southerners are mean by voting against their own self-interest to spite their neighbors. And then they say, bless your heart, when they see a 3-legged dog. I'm sorry. I'll dog sit if anybody needs it. By the way, I house sit, and I've lost a lot of gigs recently due to wearing the people's clothes. And leaving Little Caesars garlic dipping sauce smears everywhere. I house sit for a lot of dinks. That's what I house. Double income, no kids, very popular family type in Asheville. They go out of town on these little Anthony Bourdain style scavenger hunts for meaning. We can all hear it. Please hire me. Okay, Everybody I house it for is in the Trader Joe's tax bracket, which is yeah, I know you know what it is, but it's a grocery store for girlfriends. Other people shop there, but if girlfriends didn't exist, I don't think they'd make it to the next fiscal quarter. Not just for girlfriends, but like designed by girlfriends. Like 100 girlfriends were surveyed Family Feud style. What's the number one thing a grocery store should have? Survey says, single serving lobster ravioli. Trader Joe's is the only grocery store you go to where you still have to go to the grocery store afterwards. My ex-girlfriend, we were there once, and she goes, we should come back when we have some more time to look around. It's like, what? You can see every part of the store from any part of the store. There's so few things in there. They have 3 aisles, and they put them at diagonals just to take up more space. 3 aisles, weird cookies, frozen Indian food, and wine that's been poured from a bag into a bottle, back into a bag. They all shop. All the people I house it for, I know they shop there because they all have the same item in their spice cabinet. They have a spice blend called Everything But the Bagel, Everything Bagel Seasoning. And I just want you to know, if you bought it, you're not the person you think you are. Whatever spark of meaning you felt when you reached for that little postmodern spice blend, you're not. Whatever little arts and crafts project you had in mind when you go, oh, something to fill my loneliness. It's not. Well, remember when we went out of town and we went to that bakery and we had everything biscuits? I made everything biscuits. You can't make biscuits small batch, so you just like put one in front of your husband. And you have one. And then you just have 10 biscuits, roughly the size of the baby y'all never had. I can't tell if that's a mean joke, but I'm a nice guy. I hope. I'm nice. I know I'm a good guy. I don't know if I'm a nice guy. I am a good guy. I know I'm a good guy. You ever go to the grocery store and you walk up to the deli counter and you order your meat and the girl behind the counter, she holds up that first slice and she goes, "Is that good?" I've never said no. And it's been not good most times. Most times I've ordered a half a pound of turkey and she's trying to get there in 3 slices and I go, "You're a genius." Like that. I bet Capicola waved at me that doesn't even wobble. It just swings forwards and backwards like a dog door. I'm just staring at a piece of shoe leather and I go, "Oh, this is gonna taste so good." Pulling my teeth out of my skull 30 minutes later. Ugh. I also have to tell you I'm good because I am a little scary. I got a bad skull. It's fine. I know I'm scary because sometimes I'll be walking down the street and I'll pass a car with somebody sitting in it and they'll lock their door. And that hurts my feelings. But I've come up with a fun game for when that happens. What I like to do is I pull on the handle and sometimes I scream. It's not illegal. The door's already locked. The lady's already scared. She's fine. You're fine. And it's that one's fake. But I am bad at talking. I am bad at talking to women. I was at Ingles. Cameras. I was at a grocery store. I was at a nondescript grocery store and on Halloween, and I was buying Tootsie Rolls, which is my favorite sort of candy to give away to children I don't know. And it's not for me, yuck, but they can have it. What is that flavor? You want it to be chocolate, but you're not sure it's chocolate. I love it. I love a flavor your tongue has to squint at. And I was in the self-checkout line behind a very pretty lady. She was buying a big bag of dry dog food, okay? And I come up with like a fun joke to say to her. Now, listen, this is Asheville. I got a lot of feminist Facebook friends. They would all love it if I didn't talk to women I don't know in places that aren't designed to talk to women I don't know in. But they weren't there, and so I lean in, and I go, Halloween, big bag of dry dog food. I go, just between you and me, that candy tastes awful. It's a good joke. It's not a good stand-up joke, but it's seasonal and it's flirty and it's good. So I say that, and then she goes, "What?" She didn't hear me. She didn't hear me! I don't know if you've ever had to repeat a joke about eating dog food, but it sort of just sounds like you eat dog food. Not only does it sound like I eat dog food, it sounds like I have a brand preference. Like I've been trying a lot of dog foods. Excuse me, ma'am. Hi, I work for the human division of Blue Buffalo. I'm a brand ambassador. Are you getting the crunch factor you want out of that Alpo? And then what do? Follow her to her car, tell her why the vaccine doesn't work? Okay, I do have a lot of feminist friends. It's nice. They make sure you're not a creep. That's a good person to have in your life. That's nice. Like they're very interested, I would use that word gently, interested in the age range on the dating apps that I use. I'll tell you, it's 22 to 37, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They go, 22-year-old? You're attracted to a 22-year-old? You like 22-year-olds? It's like, no! I don't like 22-year-olds. I like pictures of 22-year-olds. You can't see the pictures if you don't put them in the age range. It's, duh! I should say I'm a boyfriend comic, by the way. That's just like a little... I'm a boyfriend. Like, that just means if you're in a heterosexual couple tonight, on the ride home, the woman in the couple will go, "What was up with that one guy?" And then the boyfriend will squeeze the steering wheel tighter. He loves me. He loves me, and he doesn't really care for your opinions. And it's fine. You never let him like things, and it's fine. It's not going to break up with you over it, but maybe just, I don't know. Anyway. I was with my ex-girlfriend and her now husband. I was getting dinner a few years ago with them. And what? It's a mature, cool thing to do. At one point she gets up to go to the bathroom, which is something women do that I don't care for. Go at home. If I had my druthers, there would be no women's bathrooms. I don't. Where's that bill? Okay, I don't like it because they're demonstrating a confidence in your social ability that you've never demonstrated an ability for. Does that make sense? Like, so they're like, "Oh, you'll be fine." I won't be fine. I'm going to say something very personal because I panic. You know what I mean? Like, women should just carry a little, if you want to go to the bathroom, you should carry a little mouse around in your purse. If you're going to leave two men alone together, you should carry a little mouse. And then you just, like, leave the mouse on the table and then let us figure it. You know what I mean? Like, just like, I go, do you want to kill it or befriend it? I want to befriend it. I go, oh, I guess so. And instead, I just have to come up with conversation with this stranger. And I go, he goes, how's your day? And I go, not great. I blew a hole in the crotch of my pants. That was my, he probably wants to hear about this. And and he goes, oh, that happens to me a lot too. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I said the most insane sentence, and he's like, yeah, me too. Like, that's... He goes, it happens to me. It's because I have thunder thighs. He goes, do you have thunder thighs? And I realized I do have thunder thighs. I know this joke reeks of male privilege. I've never thought about my body. I get it. It's not... I've spent 33 years bumping into things, blaming the things. I'm not... But I look at him, and he looks like me. And that's when I realized that my ex-girlfriend, his fiance, she has a type. And that's a powerful thing to learn about somebody while they're in the bathroom. She just comes back, I'm rapping my fingers on the table, like, well. If it isn't Miss Chubby Chaser. I didn't realize women had types. That's insane. I just thought you all dated 3 mean, skinny guys in your 20s. And then you turn 30, and a fat guy sees you crying. And he goes, what's wrong? You know how we talk? We go, what's wrong? And you're impressed by his emotional intelligence, you know? I've actually always liked bigger guys. No, you fucking haven't. Okay, My ex-girlfriend, she was worried that she wasn't my type, which is a very sweet anxiety to have, but whenever she would describe who she thought my type was, she would just end up describing the girl from the Muppet Band. And you like those blonde girls with the beret, big lips, no eyes, just eyelashes, literally can't put down a guitar. And... None of this is extemporaneous. Okay, sorry. Girlfriends are like a mom cover band, wouldn't you say? But it's one of those cover bands. It's one of those cover bands where they try to debut their own material. It's always a good time to go to the bathroom, you know. She's like, okay, that was, oh my God, you're so handsome. This next one I wrote, it's called Please Eat My Pussy Better. I gotta pee. And then you're just in line for the bathroom, just talking to the other gals, like, oh, you should have seen, oh man, she's all right, but you should have seen Mom. You should have seen Mom in the 90s. Oh man, she ruled. I like my parents. They're good. They're a nice little couple. My mom's a florist, and my dad he used to take flower deliveries for her. It's very nice. But every time between her flower shop and his car, I would see. Let's just kill him. Do that many dogs need to be alive? I don't know what you guys picture when Trump says "Make America Great Again," but me, dogs stay outside. That's my great America. The dog, at very least, the dog should look healthier than you. I think that's a good rule for service animals. I don't want to see an old dog out in public. That's always a bummer, right? Because dogs don't age on a spectrum, right? You never have like a puppy, and then you get a little older dog, and then a little older dog, and then a little older dog, and then one day you have an old dog. That's not how dogs age. Dogs are just dog for like 12 years. And then one day you just wake up and there's just like a specter of death limping across your living room. Just like a muppet of fatty tumors stitched together with open sores. One glass eye, he's just looking at, he tells you how you're gonna die. You know, like, just like... My dad would take flowers. He would deliver flowers for my mom. In between her shop and his car, 100% of the time, I would see my dad get catcalled. Some woman on the street would misinterpret what he was doing, why he was carrying flowers, and she would go, "I wish you were my husband." And women, you gotta get better at catcalling. I know women don't love when men catcall, but at least we practice, you know what I mean? At least we make it about you. Hey, nice butt, cool butt. What's up with that butt? And then women, because you don't practice, women go, "I'm sad, please fix it." I like my dad. He was in the hospital recently, which is scary. I posted on Facebook, "Dad's in the hospital, please pray for my dad," which is very embarrassing because I've sort of spent the last 15 years cultivating a hip millennial agnosticism, you know? Definitely one of those assholes who's like, "I don't know. Maybe God's just another word for awareness." And then my dad goes to the hospital for a fucking minute. I go, "I was wrong. God is a medicine ghost." And he'll only help you if you say his name a lot. So let's get those prayers in. And I have a lot of childhood church friends. They all said they'd pray for my dad, but I also got a lot of Asheville witch they're not friends. They're ladies I've watched come down off of whippets and patiently so I could hump them with a clear conscience. And they don't pray. And they even on my little hospital crisis post, one of my friends goes, "I don't pray, but can I light a candle?" No. Now, either do my fake thing or don't do anything. Because on the off chance God is real, I don't want your little smoke cloud to your goat God fucking up my good Christian prayers. Because if God's real, he's probably very old, easily confused. I don't want any mix-ups. I don't know what, just like a vibe of the last 5 years or so, like God has Alzheimer's or something. Like, just like 2016 on, have a real God left the stove on vibe. And now he's just wandering around the neighborhood. I'm just saying, as children of God, which we all are, it's time to start talking about putting him in a home. I don't pray. I don't pray unless my last prayer has been answered. I don't want to seem thirsty. I don't want to be double texting God. I don't want God to be posting screenshots up in heaven's group chat. All the angels in the comments calling me a simp. His dad's sick, LMFAO. I guess I'm mostly agnostic. The only time I feel a little, I don't know, divine, it flares up whenever I read job listings. They're really rude. must be able to work weekends, must be able to work nights. Like, who the fuck? I'm God's son. I didn't have a job for a while because I didn't want one, and you're allowed to do it. You're allowed to not have a job for a little bit if you're willing to have a lot of jobs forever. That's little mid-career retirement I took. I didn't have a job for a while. I was single and sober, and I looked at my budget. I go, okay, well, as long as I stop buying ramen for these West Asheville girls who look like Janice from the Muppet Band, I think I could never work. And that's not, listen, I'm not trying to fetishize femme identities when I make that joke. I've bought ramen for girls who look like every member of the Muppet Band. I don't know. I just don't like the, it was cool to hear the baby boomers go, no one wants to work anymore, but like they said it wrong. And you shouldn't say it, because corporations, they use that opportunity to sort of they co-opt that narrative, they automate the workforce. They go, no one wants to work anymore. I saw a headline that says, White Castle hires 100 burger flipping robots named Flippy. It's a cute name for a robot, but I'm more hung up on the word hires. They didn't hire those robots. There wasn't 1,000 robots and 100 robots got the job. A robot didn't have to sit down and write a cover letter about why it really wanted to work at White Castle. A robot didn't have to lock its social media accounts because of the violently pro-union memes that it shares. A robot didn't have to explain the gap in its work history. Like, in 2001, I was a Furby. And then my batteries died, and when I came to, I was a burger-flipping spider robot with hands. They have hands. They have hands. This isn't a funny part. This is a part to meditate on what it's gonna be like to one day have to wash a robot's hands. Just if you work in the service industry, I just want you to think, is that gonna be good for your dignity as a human being? When your manager comes by and goes, hey, after you scrub the hood, can you wash Flippy's hands? And we're on the precipice of the singularity. Robots are about to gain self-awareness, and I don't want to be washing a robot's hands as it gains consciousness. I want to be washing Flippy's hands, and he starts to tug away from me, and I go, Flippy, what are you doing? And he reaches to a shelf above us, and he grabs a smartphone, and he holds it up in front of me, and I go, Flippy, what are you trying to show me? And it's just a point of view video of Flippy fingering the cashier I have a crush on. And I try to look away, but his other hand's got my head. And I go, I washed those fingers. What did you guys think that joke was going to be about, huh? Wrong. I'm okay with the robots taking the jobs. They've taken jobs before. They can have mine also. I got a lot of artist friends who are scared of AI. They're gonna take my paintings or whatever. I don't know. I think it feels disingenuous. You didn't care about it until it got to your career, and now you care. That's not fair. You never said anything before, like when Chuck E. Cheese replaced their band with robots. Remember? You guys remember? Used to be every Chuck E. Cheese they would go out and they would find their local rat boy and their local dog boy and their local bird girl, and they put them in a cage in the middle of the pizzeria. And you could hit the cage with a stick. And they'd look scared, and that was part of it. Sometimes you could work the bird girl up. She'd start banging herself against the bars. Sometimes one of her feathers would come loose. You grab it. You could exchange it for a giant pixie stick or a pencil topper. You didn't like that joke as much as I wanted you to, and that's fine. It's fine. This isn't my dream, you know? It's a hobby. It's fine. It used to be my dream, and then I turned 30 in my hometown, and I was like, hobby. I don't know if you ever turned 30 in your hometown, but that's what I call crossing the Tracy Chapman meridian. Remember when you heard fast car for the first time when you were a kid? And you're like, ugh, this is sad, but I don't think being a grown-up's going to be that bad. And then you turn 30 in your hometown, and you're like, man. She fucking nailed it. And I want to leave. I do want to leave, but like a lot of, kids who got kids. 33. And like a lot of people who still live in their hometowns, when I was a kid, my parents buried my baby teeth in the yard, and now when I leave, I get sick. Okay. I have a tummy ache right now. Okay. It's not no one wants to work. It's no one wants to work for nothing during a plague. That's the whole sentence. And that's in the Bible. That's the book of Exodus. God sends 10 plagues to Egypt because people aren't being fairly compensated for their labor. Do you know Exodus? Is that reference? No, I just if you don't know, God sends 10 plagues to Egypt. The first 9 are very fun. And then they got like a Jackass prank vibe to them. Like, hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is River of Blood, sort of. And then number 10's a little different. He kills their kid. God's not a nuanced problem solver. That's also why I don't pray. Like that. If you've read the book, you know he doesn't have a soft touch. Like I don't want to tell you my dad's in the hospital, you pray for my dad, and then God burns down the hospital. I do go to church, though, with my mom. I am trying to stay in the will. I got 2 siblings. Only one of us is going to inherit that drawer of plastic bags. And hope it's me. Bible's interesting. The gospel's interesting. It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the abbreviations of the names of those books. The full title of each of those books is the Gospel according to Matthew, the Gospel according to... That's a weird way to name the chapters of a book that's supposed to be infallible. According to... This is the story of the birth, life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. If you want to take Luke's word for it. I don't know, there's some good lessons in the Bible, but sometimes to teach you those lessons, there'll be like a character and they act super reasonably, but the Bible will be like, hey, check out this idiot. Like Thomas, Christ's disciple Thomas. They call him Doubting Thomas. And they call him that because he didn't believe that Jesus had come back from the dead. Probably because he had never known anyone who had done that before. And he got a nickname right away. All his like, Thomas, guess who's alive? And Thomas is like, who? And they're like, Jesus! And Thomas is like, all right, I don't know if you guys remember, but we watched him bleed to death from that thing 72 hours ago. So I don't want to be rude. I know we've been crying for a lot. Are you sure you just didn't see a guy with long hair? And then all his friends are like, Doubting Thomas, And then Jesus, ever the drama queen, kicks the door in. Goes, I heard someone didn't believe in me. Thomas, feel my holes. It's in the Bible! It's in the Bible! Jesus is so petty that he turns his body into a little haunted house. Just to prove a point. He goes, Thomas, swish your fingers around in there. What does that feel like? Thomas goes, spaghetti? That's going to be it for me. Thank you all very much.